Hello and welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat, where today we're going to be running through our Abu Dhabi Grand Prix predictions, doing a bit of a preview, and discussing the final round of the Formula 1 season. It's sad times, isn't it? This is it. This is the end of what's been a very chaotic 2022 season. This is the final race where we all pack up our bags and wait until March next year where we can do it all over again. So yeah, this is quite a special one.
It is. Obviously, it's a bit of a different vibe to last year. Obviously, last year, Max and Lewis level on points into the final round. A lot more anticipation. This race, I feel like it's more just a bow out to the year. You know, both championships decided. You know, I'm just hoping for a good race. It can be enjoyable. You know, I don't want to see any controversy. I don't want to see any stupidity from drivers. I just want to see a good,
I want to see some
fair race.
Yeah, aggressive racing though. Let's have
good racing.
Go out with a bang. But yeah, it's also a bit of a milestone for us. Obviously, this will be rounding off our first year on this channel. So yeah, first year of creation. But yeah, without further ado, I think we should go right into some predictions. Qualifying. I'm sure I could predict who you're gonna put, but tell us anyway. Who have you got in Q1?
Of the 2022 season and his last qualifying session in Formula 1. Nicholas Latifi goes out in P20, same for Mick Schumacher in P19, Bottas 18th, Zhou 17th and Tsunoda 16th.
Yeah, no, I've got Latifi on pole, so we'll get onto that shortly. But one thing we haven't spoken about on this channel yet is obviously Schumacher gone. That was announced yesterday. Magnussen in. Do you think it's a good move from Haas?
Hulkenberg, I mean, it's what we're expecting for ages. I think they just want a bit of experience.
Well, they can't afford anyone to keep crashing the car every week. So, yeah, no, Mick's not a terrible driver, but he doesn't have any supreme pace, and it doesn't make up for his crashes.
Hulkenberg is obviously driven in the new regulation car. So
very dependable.
And it shouldn't take him too long to get up to speed.
Alright, my Q1 knockouts. I've got Nicholas Latifi bottom of the pile. Then I have Yuki Tsunoda, followed by Alex Albon. Then it's going to be Mick Schumacher 17th and Zhou Guanyu in P16. Not too many surprises at this time of the year. But yeah, Q2.
Q2, 15th Albon, 14th Magnussen, 13th Stroll, 12th Ocon, and 11th Pierre Gasly.
Again, very, very similar. 15th Magnussen, 14th Bottas, 13th Ocon, 12th Stroll, and Pierre Gasly in P11.
Into Q3, into the top 10, and in his final qualifying session in Formula 1, Daniel Ricciardo is going to take P10, and he'll be happy with it.
Yeah. No, I've also got Daniel Ricciardo in P10, interestingly. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like a bang. I'd love to see Daniel.
Yeah, obviously, but I don't know if he will.
I think he will.
The thing is, with Nicholas Latifi, I imagine this is the end of his time in Formula 1. Mick Schumacher, I think, has got a chance of coming back, especially since Audi are joining the grid.
He looks like he'd be a Merc reserve driver for next
year.
You
reckon? I could see him being in the Alfa Romeo team, and then to replace Bottas at the end of next season. And then he does 2 years Alfa Romeo, and then obviously it'll be Sauber, won't it? And then obviously it'll become Audi after that in 2025. I think that makes the most sense for him now.
Into P9, I've got Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Here we have. He's looking forward to getting out of that Alpine and getting into Aston Martin, but he'll be happy with a top 10 finish.
Yeah, this is where I have Sebastian Vettel, P9 on the grid. Yeah, I think he'll put in a good lap. This is obviously Seb's last weekend. It's going to be quite emotional because I don't think, unlike Fernando Alonso, who you've got in P9, I don't think he's going to come back 3 times.
No.
I think this is going to be the end for Seb now. And it's the end of an era, isn't it? We're seeing Seb's going now. You'd imagine Lewis and Alonso will only have another 2 years at a max in the tank.
We're starting to see the new generation of drivers take over.
We certainly are.
Verstappen, Russells, Leclerc's, Norris's. And we're starting to see the old
Alex Albon.
That's good. You've got Vettel in P9, I've got Vettel in P8. I think he's just going to deliver a beautiful lap.
Yeah, I can't see anything absolutely ridiculous happening. Like, Vettel's on pole, but you never know, do you? You never know. My P8 is Carlos Sainz. Yeah, I just think Ferrari have been a little bit all over the place. I could see him getting traffic on his first lap and then like spinning on the second lap, or I don't know. Maybe they just put him out on the wets.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Cool.
So yeah, I feel like he'll be P8.
P7, I have Lando Norris. He'll be happy with that. Best of the rest in my grid.
Yeah, same here. I think I've got Lando there. I can't see him being able to challenge Red Bull or Mercedes this weekend.
Yeah.
But he's still right there, best of the rest, as you say, to try and get a good result out of it.
I'm going to do my 5th and 6th at the same time because it's another Ferrari 5-6. It's Leclerc 5th, Sainz 6th. They just don't have the pace to challenge the Mercs or Red Bulls at the moment.
Yeah, I've also got a Spaniard in 6th. It is Fernando Alonso. Just a good driver, really. Just a good driver. I think he's... Yeah, exactly. He'll be leaving Alpine to join Aston Martin.
He could be leaving Alpine with a bang.
Potentially, if he's anywhere near Ocon. But, no, I think we've got quite an interesting driver transfer market going into next year because I think it's the most turmoil we've had in years. So many twists and changes, so many unknowns, so many big shocks. Like, no one expected Alonso just to dip from Alpine, and then no one expected Alpine to announce Piastri, and then Piastri to say, actually, mate, no. It's all kicked off. Brilliant, yeah. Very excited for next season.
Well.
My P5 is George Russell. Pretty decent. I don't think he'll be up there on the pace of the top runners, but I think he'll be just behind.
I'll do my top 4 now because I've got 2 Mercs, 2 Red Bulls. Russell 4th, Perez 3rd. It's the 2 championship
title protagonists from last year.
And it's Abu Dhabi again, but this, and like it was last year, it is Hamilton on pole and Verstappen in 2nd.
Yeah, so quite similar scenes here. I've got Verstappen though on pole, Hamilton 2nd, Charles Leclerc 3rd, Checo Perez 4th. Obviously, 2nd place in the championship up for grabs. Both Leclerc and Perez on 290 points. I think Russell can also get it if he wins and Checo and Charles don't score.
Alright.
So he's hoping they come together, Max Lewis pull out of his way, Russell P2 in the championship, which would be mental, by the way. If he takes P2 in the championship this year...
into the race, I've only got the 2 DNFs.
I've only got 2 as well. Who have you got?
I've got, and this is only 2 engine failures. It's for the Alfa Romeo of Zhou Guanyu and the Alpine of Fernando Alonso.
Mate, he's going to kick the car.
It's going to go pop, and he's going to just, on the radio, saying things like, I'm so glad I'm leaving this absolute shite team and all of this jazz. It
would have been better if Alonso blew up and he mouthed off and then the Aston blew up. As long as it's not Seb's Aston, because that would be horrific.
Everyone must protect Seb this weekend. Who are your 2 DNFs?
I've got an Alpine going out.
Is it Alonso?
It's Esteban Ocon. I think. So, obviously in qualifying, I have Esteban in P13 and I've got Pierre Gasly in P11. They will be teammates next season. But they won't be teammates today. And I think Pierre Gasly, Ocon's going to go for a move around the outside.
I know why you've done this. You're a joke.
Gasly clips him, sends him spinning. That is a stonewall penalty. Penalty points on the licence. Jackie Doohan, get your gloves ready, mate. Get your helmet ready. You're racing in Bahrain. You not a fan?
No. Basically, Gasly gets penalty points, gets banned for the first race of next year. Jack Doohan has to fill in his Alpine.
You'd imagine he would. I don't think they're going to go and get like...
I think Gasly will just keep it tight and see it out to the end of the season.
But why?
Because he doesn't want to. He wants to race next year, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. So the best thing for him to do would be to get the penalty point in qualifying or practice, and then not have it on his record for next year. But that's not going to be possible. So why not get out of the way as quickly as possible?
Rounding out my bottom 10, then 18th is Nicholas Latifi, 17th Valtteri Bottas, 16th Gasly, 15th Tsunoda, 14th Albon, 13th Gasly, 12th Madison, and confirming P2 for Sergio Perez. P11, Charles Leclerc.
Oh.
Complete cock-up from Ferrari.
I was going to say, that's more than a cock-up. They've sent him in the pits 3 times.
I think they could do, they should have a complete mess with the tyres, and the front tyres and the left rear are all going to be medium tyres, and the rear right's going to be a hard tyre, and it's an absolute scramble.
And someone's got to bring out a soft, and then a wet.
And then they can't work out if they need the hards or the mediums. It's usually stationary for about 20 seconds.
And then he'll go out and they'll Sainz his tyres, and he's got to come back in. Yeah, I have got another DNF.
And then he'll be too angry to be screaming. Who's your other DNF?
Nicholas Latifi.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
3 laps from the end. Nicholas Latifi.
Safety car.
Final few corners, spins it. Now that could set up a very exciting finish. But yeah, my bottom 10, Mick Schumacher bows out of Formula 1 with a P18, bottom of the pile. Then it's going to be Zhou Guanyu, Pierre Gasly, obviously he's going to take damage from sending Ocon to a spin. Then it's going to be Yuki Tsunoda 15th, Magnussen 14th, Bottas in P13. Then I've got Alex Albon 12th, and Lance Stroll just missing out on the points. In his final race being Seb's teammate.
You've got your Stroll just outside the points. I've got Stroll just inside the points in P10.
Crept inside,
1 point for good old Lance.
Nice. Sure, not much else to say there. But P10, I have got Daniel Ricciardo. Final race in F1.
That is brilliant.
Picks up a point. Does some donuts with Seb and Latifi. He did it. Well, Seb did his. Latifi did his donuts a little bit too early. Everyone else was still racing. He thought it was the end. Round he goes.
P9, I have Lando Norris. Yeah, he'll be wanting to put this year behind him, and so will McLaren. Him and McLaren will just want to put this year behind them.
I think he's done well though, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, well, I think they just want to put all their focus into next year and prioritise having a good year next year.
And being ill less. I swear Lando's been ill for every round this season. I've also got Norris in P9. Not a brilliant way to round out the year, but it will be just about enough, I think. They'll have no chance of getting out.
You mentioned that during the Leclerc malarkey, there will be issues. Well, Sainz is also going to experience some problems.
Bloody hell.
It's not going to be like tyres or anything. It's just going to be a slow stop, and it's going to come out P8 and finish the race in P8.
That's quite interesting. I've also got Carlos Sainz in P8.
Wow.
I don't think that Ferrari are going to put on the hards and then the mediums and then the softs.
That's Leclerc.
Go about. Yeah, no, I just think he's going to have a bit of a dull race. I feel like he could get stuck by my man in P7, who I'm going to go on to now.
I've also got a man P7 who I might get stuck behind. Daniel Ricciardo in his final race in Formula 1 going to pick up a big 6 points, which I think is the biggest haul he's got this year.
No.
I got P5 somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, Mexico after he murdered Yuki Tsunoda and then drove to P6.
But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo going out of Formula 1 with P7.
Yeah, my P7 is George Russell. I think him and Sainz will fight a lot. Ooh. And that's going to help a certain green car ahead of them, who we'll get onto in just a moment. But in the meantime, who is your P6?
My P6 is Esteban Ocon. Obviously, he will be the lead driver at Alpine next year, and he'll be trying to prove why. And a lovely P6 for him to confirm themselves above McLaren in the constructors.
Yeah, fair enough. My P6, Sebastian Vettel.
Wow.
Rounding out Formula 1. Yeah, solid points. Goes and does some little donuts if he's allowed.
In Max and Ricciardo.
And yeah, that'll be it.
You've got 7P6.
I was going to say, do you want to run through your top 5?
I've got 7P5. Even one better. 10 points. He'll be buzzing. He'll be all emotional on the radio.
And Aston Martin will be knee sliding as they beat Alfa Romeo in the constructors.
Yeah. And also, and then he'll do his donuts, and all the Red Bull guys will go congratulate him. It's going to be a really sad time, and everyone's going to be crying. Yeah. And then my top 4 is once again...
And then Christian Horner will say something.
Yeah. Once again, 2 Max, 2 Red Bulls. It's Russell 4th, Perez 3rd, obviously claiming that P2 in the championship. Hamilton started on pole, but Max Verstappen will overtake him. Max Verstappen will round off his 2nd Drivers' Championship by winning the final race, and Hamilton will go for the first time in donkey's years, the first year where he has not won a Formula 1 race.
Is it not the first season ever?
Might be the first season ever.
I believe it's the first season ever that he's not won a Formula 1 race.
Happen to Lewis Hamilton.
Unless he wins this final one. My top 5 then. Fernando Alonso. He's not going to be involved in any sort of carnage or chaos. He's going to chill. P5. Ploughing along, getting his points for the Alpine team. But then, here's where the controversy is, right? So, obviously, I had Leclerc 3rd, Perez 4th. I think it'll stay that way.
Yeah.
Max 1st, Hamilton 2nd. I think Max will pit before Hamilton, though. Try and get that undercut, try and get that advantage. He will come out just ahead of Charles Leclerc, who's a bit up the road from Sergio Perez. They're going quite long on this, and I guess they're on hards or something. I don't know. Stick with me. But so Max will come out ahead of Leclerc.
Yeah.
And he is going to defend like a lion.
No.
He holds Charles up so much that Perez passes Leclerc and Max and then goes up the road. This does mean, however, that Lewis Hamilton is able to get a little pit stop in and come out in first. Perez chasing him down. Then Nicholas Latifi. Lap 56 for him, lap 58 for everyone else. He's going to put it into the wall. And then they're going to have... I think they'll just say to go to the end. Yeah. And Lewis fans will be going, oh, that's what they should have done last year. And then he'd be like 9-time world champion or whatever. Because he'd have took the confidence into the next season. But yeah, he'll get his win. Lewis fans everywhere will be happy. Yeah. Everyone else will just go, fair enough. And Red Bull fans will just be like, yeah, Perez P2. Nice. Woo-hoo. Good times. So yeah.
Hopefully we get out of an absolute cracker.
Those are our final predictions of the year. It's been a very good season of Formula 1.
Very good
we will do a big sort of, review of it probably towards the end of this year, maybe late December-ish. But there, after Abu Dhabi review on Monday, we'll probably take a little break on this channel as we really focus on our other channel, the Football Chat, obviously, with the Qatar World Cup. So yeah,
to that channel.
If you like the content we make, but also like football, head on over there. The link is in the in the channels tab of this channel. So yeah, go check that out. Go join us there. It's going to be a brilliant month. And then F1, we'll be back with that. Yes. We'll try and make some videos over the new year, but obviously there's not a lot to talk about until we start getting into testing and liveries and stuff in about February, March time. So yeah, probably going to be a bit barren of content over this time, but there's not a lot to talk about. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.